Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Leo, and always a big welcome to all the other signs that felt like this constellation, Sun in Gemini and Moon in Leo, is speaking to them, because what's happening up there is actually influencing us all down here. And when the Sun is in Gemini, the self-love, we all search for self-love. And then of course we want to find that self-love in a partner, in a relationship. But for me, this is first and foremost a relationship with myself, where the conscious is looking at the subconscious and she is looking up to the higher conscious, and the higher conscious is looking down to both of them in this beautiful triangle, also shown like the mountain here behind them. Now the sun is highlighting the waxing moon, and the constellation behind the moon is now Leo. And Leo is the strength card. Leo is as well a story with a little mountain in here, right? But it's a different color. And the energy is here also between two, and the Lemurian symbol above her. She has the power to tame the wild beast within all of us, but particularly within you. You, Leo, have a strength, you have that power to break through things that most people would never break through, right? So the information that's highlighting you now through the sun into the moon, into your subconscious, is that look deep within. How much more can you really love this wild side within you? Now I'm doing this reading not to get clicks or likes. I'm doing these readings because I'm learning the tarot. I'm studying because I'm creating my own tarot deck, and I'm combining them with yoga positions. So here I have, for the lovers, I have the king pigeon, and the same story goes that the arms that reach back into the feet are the conscious energy is reaching into or looking into the subconscious, and then she's looking up. So there is a triangle, and I wanted this triangle, if I turn it, then it's also a triangle. And I wanted this to be a circle that is then, of course, giving the blue triangle, which is feminine, and the red triangle, which is masculine, the power. Here are the people feeling this energy, and the feet are the subconscious, are Pisces, and of course the arms and the hands are connected to, as the body part, to Gemini. Now for you, I have created, of course, the lion breath, and where the crossing is, where the tongue comes out, is the moment of in and exhale. And you have the heart, that's your body part, and the cardiovascular system. And so this inhale, where I get the information, exhale, I bring it down, is the infinite eight symbol as well, but more like an 8, not like the Lemurian sign. And here you are creating for yourself. The hair is like the sun, creating for yourself this loop, this energy. So I'm using 17 different tarot decks and oracle cards so that I can learn from the old cards. I go really as far back as now. My newest deck is the Visconti Sforza Tarot, which is a love story in itself. The family Visconti had a daughter, and the family Sforza had a son. And back then, the rich families were marrying their children to make the success even stronger. And the story here is that they painted all the cards where there's a woman, that's her, and all the cards where there's a man, that's him. And so this is a very big love story shown through the tarot, because that's, back then, was the one way to show how rich you are, to have these painters paint the life of the family Visconti Sforza. So we begin. So before I begin, your court card is King of Wands, and the date here is the July 13 and August 12. If your birthday is there, then this is your court card. If she comes up, this I just show as a demonstration. The other two as well. I'm using them as a demonstration because these are the most known tarot cards in the world. Rider-Waite. And I'm going a little bit into the story when I pick up each of the cards. So you sit here and I put you into the middle row, which is the present. And of course, I'm reading not past, present, future. I'm reading them all like a story. And then of course I'm combining them at the end. So, and of course I had to lay down 3 rows because otherwise it's one long row and I don't have such a long table. And it looks like there's the past, there's the present and the future. So let's begin. We have, from the Visconti Sforza, we have a very beautiful card, which is the Ace of Cups. A love that is spiritual, the highest love of spiritual, that brings 2 streams out of it into 1 cup. So in itself has this cup, a duality that is, though, giving you the understanding that everything we learn in this life is to bring it into one within ourselves, to bring it into the center. So the center, the dove, is giving us the opportunity out of duality to make it one. And this is the highest love, the love of God. This is where Hafiz is speaking about his beloved. And we think, wow, how beautiful is that, right? Because, I mean, who doesn't want a lover like that? And then we realize he speaks about creator or God or whatever name you name this love, this true love that doesn't come and go, that is always here. And then out of Oswald Wirth, which is around 1887, his cards were used in the Rose Cross order. He's a French-Swiss occultist. Yeah, he was also very much drawn into the spiritual knowledge. Comes your card, but with a little twist because the number 11. So here you are coming up beautiful with the Lemurian sign as a hat, and also again 1 hand below the mouth and 1 hand from the upper part of the mouth, and the same is happening here. The only difference is this is facing into the past, and now she's actually more looking into the future. The thing is, when the positioning of a person is towards, like it says, future or past, it's more which side is shown, and it shows more her right side, the right side. And here they show more the left side of her face, and so it's either the intuitive side or the logical side. And of course, the oldest cards depict the sign of the 11 was Leo, and then Arthur Waite changed that. Arthur Waite made this the number 8 because it's the succession of the zodiac signs, because the number 7 is Cancer, and after Cancer comes Leo. And so to put Libra at the place of the number 8 and Leo at the place of Libra doesn't make sense in the sense of the zodiac signs up in the sky. So the schools are divided here. Some say this is the right way, and the other ones say this is the right way. So this is the number 8, and here it's the card number 11. So there is a interesting already energy happening in your card, which creates a duality that in the end can be united into that one cup, because it doesn't matter if you think this is the right way or this is the right way. What matters is what you do with this information. Then the next card is the Hermetic Tarot, which was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn. And out of the Order of the Golden Dawn comes Arthur Waite and Aleister Crowley, two very important men that really brought a lot of knowledge into the tarot. And of course, as you can see, the black and white, here comes Cancer. The Chariot, the major arcana, you can see these cards are very mysterious, right? The black and white, and here you can see how the Chariot is looking quite sinister. I mean, he's intense, right? In the other cards, he looks quite a nice guy. And here it's like, okay, here it's serious. So, this is Chet, the fence that holds the ribs into its place, because the body part of Cancer is, or are, the lungs. And the Chariot is a success that you find in the summer month, when the sun in the next month is moving from Gemini into Cancer, and then it goes, of course, into your sign. So the Cancer is that summer, is that love for the outdoors, that love that we feel comfortable going out into the world, and also, of course, the nakedness, being comfortable, being outdoors, right? Being again in nature and creating within yourself a beautiful energy that heals, is with the chlorophyll, the green, the air is filled with energy. So the Order of the Golden Dawn was created around 1888, and these cards were used back then. And then of course comes Arthur Waite, which then this card I pulled is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is the Venus in Virgo card, which is the garden. It's almost like you are going out and going into your garden, into your own garden, where you feel at home. It shows me also that you are single, that you are alone, that you are here with yourself, working with yourself on self-love, right? The love, the highest love, a love that is connected with the highest, with that which you feel is for you the highest, right? No religion. I don't want to bring any religion in here, because I think each person has to figure out what it feels like, this self-love, this highest love. And so here you are in your own garden, you're holding here this beautiful bird, and are content. You're content where you're at, what you have achieved. You have financial stability. You have 1, 2, 3 coins here. on your left side, and you have 5 coins here on your right side. So you are content and you are happy, because then you even have the next card, which is Aleister Crowley. So these two came out of this school, and back then what happened was that when you were part of this order, you need to study the cards and create your own deck, and that's how actually these decks came then out and also were published. Here in Aleister Crowley, 1969, where they actually finally published 1920, comes the 10 of Pentacles, and even more richness, a richness that speaks about a completion, about the Kabbalistic tree of life, because this is the arrangement of the Kabbalistic tree. And you can see that you have all signs and symbols within each of them, the planets. So there is a richness, there is something that you looking into through the spirit of a bird that is giving you a freedom to now even have more money than you already have. And this is a very powerful card. To hold this kind of money, we have to be really devoted to a higher cause, because otherwise it pulls us into energies that are sometimes connected with power, abusing power, and creating, a discord. Because money, when we have a lot of money, people are envying us, and it comes through, right? Sometimes by people being, fake. Let's say it. So then comes Hermann Handel, also a very important artist that created 1985 these cards. And here comes the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is a moment that speaks about a stillness, a peacefulness that holds 2 swords pointing down and 2 swords pointing up. Now we can see here there was a fight. There's this red cut in the tree. Then we also have a hole, or like an entrance into the tree. We have a white feather down here in the stone, and we have a leaf that's almost suspended in air with a little drop in it, or a pearl. And this drop is clearly this cup. And of course the Four of Swords is a moment of let's stop. It's almost like the masculine and the feminine. One is pointing up, one is pointing down. One triangle is pointing down, one triangle is pointing up. Right? So these 2 people are suspended for a moment in their mental agitation, and let it float and let a peacefulness be there before it continues again the exchange. And so you feel that you can be quiet because you are in your garden, in your home. You can be quiet because you have the financial stability, a very strong financial stability. Now this is Jupiter in Libra, just to give you also the astrological meaning of each card, right? Here this is Venus in Virgo. And then comes out of the medicine woman, in the first row, the last card, which is the card number 20. Usually card number 20 is the judgment, and here it's called the insight. These are German cards. I have, for example, these are French, la force. And then I have, of course, English card and German cards. So this is a German card, a native Indian card, and it says initiation. You are being initiated through a stillness, through a moment in time where you have to find within yourself this love and self-love, for sure, and the peacefulness to know that you are having a deep spiritual arrival through the Four of Swords. And as you can see, the path up into her head, into her crown chakra, is up to the spirit of the buffalo, and she is looking back to all the cards, and she's giving us at the same time the left side, the intuition side. And you can see how I wrote things on these cards. That's how I learned them. I kind of, gave myself always a little bit an help, because you cannot remember everything. So the wisdom of the intuitive wisdom, the wisdom of an intuition that is giving you the consciousness, that is giving you a higher consciousness, and also knowing that everything is cyclical, that everything is round. Within the card of a square is the round. This is masculine and this is feminine. So you have in the first row a very beautiful message already that is saying you have arrived at yourself. And of course then here these two cards with the 11 and the 1 of cup is a 3 times 111 portal. And a portal is for me always a moment where I feel there's a clear message coming to me, and the message is finding the power, the 3 times the 1, finding the power in a stableness in the first chakra, or then of course in the tree of life. The 1 is up here. In the yoga tradition, the 1 is down here and the 10 would be up here. But for them it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So it's reverse. The same way like the number here is reverse. So the reverse means look deeper into things, because the 1 is the 10. The 10 is just a new understanding of the 1. And now the 2 and the 0 is the same. The 2 and the 0 is a new understanding of the 2 with a new beginning, with the 0. And of course you have in the 10, in the 1 and the 0 here, this understanding, a new understanding of the money. So you have arrived at a moment that made you realize what all of this is about. You got an insight, you got the wisdom of an intuitive insight into the spiritualness, right? Then comes you. You are also looking back at this whole row, right? But it's also, you give us your left side. And then comes now the gardener, the number 27 and 9. Keep taking care of the garden, because this is, put you down, this is your garden, taking care of it, that's your home. And you can see how she is being or becoming in this nature. She's becoming this woman that's holding also a love, a duality within herself. And it's kind of interesting. It's like the two streams are here, these two little houses that she's holding. You holding within yourself the opportunity to be the self-love of the Gemini, and the 9-9 portal speaking to you, giving you the understanding that now you have a completion. You continuing to understand what you're doing here, and you're continuing to hold within you the duality, but you are that one cup. You are always that one cup. And then comes the 8 of air, which is then Jupiter in Gemini, Gemini here, the doubling of the 4, the doubling of the 4 into the 8, and that's kind of letting you know you have to meditate, because you sometimes trap yourself. Now these are very beautiful drawn, but you trap yourself sometimes within your own mind frame, and it's important that you free yourself. Now here it's an 8-8 portal, an 8-8 portal with this. Here is also the 8 because of the hat. So 3 times the 8 is coming up, and the 3 times the 8 is speaking about power to see the Earth star, see that this Order of the Golden Dawn was formed 1888, 3 times the 8. The power, to see the power that the Earth star is above us. The Earth star is in our head. And so here you are with the 8 up in the sky, trapped a little bit in your own mind game. Too much thinking, too much worrying. Go back down to 4. Remember that you have to understand that when you isolate yourself, right? You isolate it up here and you're looking down to the world. Bring yourself down. It's important. Don't stay in this place, because you do this to yourself. And nevertheless, up here, the ancient ones speak to you. This is the Good Tarot, and this is from Alberto Villoldo. I've listed all the cards that I'm using down below, so you can have a look if some of these cards are interesting you to get yourself. So here comes the ancient ones, the number 1, another 1. Remember then that the love that is speaking to you from the beginning, this powerful love, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times a 1. And 4 times a 1 is to open your heart into either a higher consciousness or a stability here on planet Earth in the first chakra. Now, she is speaking about a love that has the love in her head and the love in her heart. And of course, this is your heart. This is the heart that I've drawn, or the flower that I put here in your heart. And finding through the ancestors the answer, finding that they are supporting you, that are here for you, that the one is the highest consciousness in the tree of life, in the Kabbalistic tree of life. And then comes you, a cheetah, right? You are a Leo, you are a cat. Now, this cat is speaking about a speed, is speaking about allow the speed of the cheetah to inspire you. I'm gonna give you the names. Solar force, which is then of course the sun is your planet or the star. Solar force, action, achievement, and masculine energy. When in balance, achieves anything and boundless energy. Wow. So the solar force is speaking to you and saying, use the power of the sun, use the power of this moment where the summer solstice, the highest point, use the summer, use that force to be in your garden, to be with the money that you have made, within that peacefulness that you know that has to be there in duality, and within this higher consciousness that is understanding the rhythm of time, that this little house here, she's going up to the crown chakra and she's speaking to the spirit. She's here, she's connected, right? In that inspiration. And the cheetah is helping you now to overcome the Eight of Swords one more time. And now you see that you have the Eight of Swords reverse. Usually it's like this. And you're trapped and you're bound. And you're trapped and bound within this 8-8 portal, which then, if I put you again here, is 3 times 8 or 4 times 8. The Earth Star is opening up your heart. And interesting enough, she's running into the past. She's running into the ancient one. She's running into the love. She's running into this cup. So don't allow anything to change you from this pure love that you have achieved. Always use the power there. Remember that. If difficulties have arrived, if difficulties make it difficult for you. And because it's reverse, it's more intense, right, the card. And at the same time, we see her looking down at this situation. Otherwise, she's looking up into the mirror. You see? And one more card that came with this deck, and that's the end. Saturn in Sagittarius, also reverse. So the cards become even a little bit more heavier than they already are. Doing too much, but here she is walking down already from the mountain. She's letting go of things, she's leaving. So because it's reverse, you have a difficulty to leave, you have a difficulty to let go of something that binds you sometimes and creates quite a disconnection. Remember this, and remember the ancient ones, and remember the Ace of Cups. Remember. Then the next row, the future, we would say, comes here. Flash. A flash, the sun, the cheetah, the solar force that's speaking, the bird, the hummingbird, and it's saying a creative flash of inspiration will come to you and quickly give you the perfect solution. The perfect solution to these cards, right? The 8, that you learning to overcome this. And seeing and looking deeper within what it is. And of course, this one bird, which is also sitting here on your hand, is connected to you, that one consciousness, that one love, that one higher consciousness, the rose that is speaking here through the rose coming up here, the rose that these two people create, the next generation, and understanding that the sun is here, that solar force is guiding you. Now this is the number 17, which is another 8. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the 8. A communication, that an earth star, that this true love is here, a communication, and of course a creative flash that is communicating to you and speaking to you and saying, go forward, go and look deeper through the page of wands, look deeper, and of course here through this, look deeper. So we get through the magnifying glass one more deeper look into the eye, look deeper into the soul, look deeper into your passion, because this is not only strength, this is also passion. There is a passion, that's why you are the most passionate person in the world. So now have the passion to look deeper within you, into the inner eye, into that which makes you cry, releasing all these energies of being bound, doing things slowly, or not so much anymore like the way you used to do, and releasing and liberating yourself. Now cry me a river, cry, really cry, and release more of the things that have trapped you, that have bonded you. And then comes again a 17. So you have a 17 portal, which is an 8 and 8. So you have 6 times an 8, which is the inner eye, the third eye, the illumination that comes out of you. You start seeing again at the beginning this one cup, right? You start seeing that who you truly are. You are this gorgeous energy, the force, you are the passion. And of course, Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, is opposite of you. It's your opposite, the 8-8 portal. It's your opposite sign. You have here the new moon, and here you have your full moon. And in this full moon, in the month where the sun is in Aquarius, you will be really liberated from again 5 of swords. So you have 4, so you have 8, 16, 20, 25. You have 25 swords here. Wow, you have 25 swords here. That's a lot of mental going on. And of course, you're looking up to the peace, a peace that you have to create, because that's what the 5 is. The 5 is always a challenge to find an overcoming the difficulties, overcoming any difficulties. If it's the 8 of swords, right? Or if it's the 10 of wands, doing too much, but you're also coming down, and you learning by looking through the age of Aquarius into what you can do to liberate yourself. The 5-5 portal then speaks about the drifter, to, like this boat, drift, the 5-5, drift. And again here, another 5, the 1414 portal, to drift and to go deep into a meditative state and see that everything has its reason, everything has its power, everything has then a release through the soul, and that you can liberate yourself, that you can drift and not always have a plan, experiencing life as it comes. So this is then the last card speaking to you about release, arrive, and be really in this new age, be a visionary, seeing that things have everything their meaning and their power, and that you are learning that because you have truly here the love, the true love that is guiding you and helping you to arrive at this state, to arrive at the peacefulness, to arrive at the deep inner peacefulness. 4-5 of swords, right? So again, remember, you have 25 swords, which is then a 7, and the 7, you can successfully in the summer maybe release some of them, right? Release some of them. And remember that the only sword is a sword of enlightenment, because this is also an air sign. So she usually also has a sword here in this picture. So then it becomes from 25, 26, then we are back to the 8. The 8, which is up here, and the crown chakra, which is up here in the success. So on the 21st of June, go out there and be yourself, be successful, be with the ancient ones, be with the true love, right? Be with the true love, and of course be with the solar force, and healing yourself and seeing clearly, looking deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper within yourself, that the true freedom is to let things be the way they are. Wow. Wow, what a reading. So I hope I see you in the next one, because then when the Earth is turning, we see behind the Sun the constellation Cancer. Cancer came up here through this card already, is speaking to you. And the last reading, you had Moon in Leo and Sun in Taurus. You already had a very beautiful message uniting the innocent and wild side within you into a true self-love. And interesting enough, you already had the Ace of Cups. And you have it again at the beginning of this reading. So you understand everything is cyclical, you understand that everything is moving, and you also had her in the reading. You see that? So allow to grow further and love yourself. That's it. Really, truly love yourself. Well, until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.